Well, joining us virtually is Teresa. She says she knows firsthand the double standard when it comes to athletic preferential treatment because even though her assaulter was convicted, served time, and registered as a sex offender, he was allowed to return to the field to play for another college. Teresa, thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
When this happened to you, you were in a very similar situation in that this was an athlete and someone that you were actually tutoring. And you say you were afraid to report because you were afraid that you would be harassed by his trainers?
I was afraid of the repercussions that would happen if
Yeah.
I had gone forward by a whole different mixture of groups of people who
Right.
would feel more inclined to protect him as opposed to protecting and empowering me.
You knew this person would be protected.
Correct. I did by his status on
Yeah.
his respective athletic team at the time. Yes.
Yeah. And so he was represented. What did they come at you with? What did they want you to do?
They talked to me about pleading down the charges to not represent what had happened to me. And they, I really don't think I was going to go forward with continuing, pressing those charges until we were there in the courtroom.
And you did go through with it. What actually took place? How much time did he spend incarcerated, and what happened after that?
I believe it was far less than the original sentencing. He received a shock time sentence since he was a first-time offender, according to the lack of other victims perhaps coming forward. And then he was able to successfully step on the field again.
So he changed schools, right?
Correct.
Went to another school, started playing again, and got accolades, right?
Even achieving personal awards based on his performance.
How do you feel, if you knew then what you know now, would you have come forward?
I do think I would have come forward. I relate to what Bailey had shared with isolation. I felt very alone and that it was my fault.
So both of you feel like the people that you felt victimized by were protected from minute one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But you did not feel supported at the time. You didn't feel like you were given an opportunity, a fair opportunity to tell your story. And
Yeah, well, at the time, I guess I really, yes, I did feel that way, but I also didn't know anything else. I kind of took the counselor's word for it and did
Right.
believe that the advice she was giving me was the best advice and the best option for me to take.
do you want to say something?
I'm sorry for the young ladies who were not handled and properly treated for your allegations and what you were going through. That has to be on the law enforcement agency to do a better job. On the other hand, for the persons that's accused, the athletes, they are targeted because they're going to be on social media, they're going to be on the news, they're going to have to go through the horrible shaming and defamation. That happens, unfortunately, in this new generation of social media. I'm a criminal defense attorney. I represent people that are charged with crimes. You don't want to be in that room with the parent who's shaking, who can't sleep because their son, who they've been working with, who they've been supporting, is accused. An accusation oftentimes comes in the environment of the alcohol, the partying, all those things. Sexual crimes and sexual assault are the most difficult and the most misunderstood area of law. It has to be an education, an opportunity. There should be an orientation at every college, first day of school. These are the things you have to understand and prepare for. We're facing a horrible situation that's tragic on both sides.
I mean,
Right.
just personally, I did not get to pick my rapists.
Yeah.
So it's not up to me. That my story got so much attention because it had to do with athletes.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.